Oh, I love this story. Frank Luntz, top GOP pollster, has got a poll out that he calls, you're going to love the terminology here. It's polling young people in America. He says the young in America are, quote, terrifyingly liberal. That's at least the headline from The Intercept. Let me give you the exact quotes from Frank Luntz himself. Americans 18 to 26 are extremely liberal, so liberal that, quote, the hostility of young Americans to the underpinnings of the American economy and the American government should frighten every business and political leader. Okay, now, I love his framing. He's a Republican, right? The hostility of young Americans towards business interests. It's got us scared. Oh, they're running scared. Okay. Now, the reality is we're not hostile to business interests. We're hostile to people rigging the system in favor of crony capitalism. The ones that pour all the money into politics, buy all the politicians, and then rig the rules in their favor and kill the free market. That's what we're hostile to, right? And we're hostile to that rigged system that has created enormous income inequality and not created more wealth, but extracted that wealth and put it in the pockets of the 0.01% who rigged that system. So if you think we're hostile to that, you're goddamn right we are. So they do not like this news. Now wait till you see who the leader of the revolution is. Bernie Sanders. Okay, look at this. Most liked and respected political figure by millennials. 31% Bernie Sanders. Barack Obama only has 18%. And he's at number 2. Hillary Clinton's at number 3 at 11%. Donald Trump is the first Republican to show up at 9%. Now, let me give you a couple more figures here, and then I'll tell you what it all means. George W. Bush comes in at pathetic 5%. Ted Cruz, same. Bill Clinton, all the way down to 3%. They've forgotten who he is. And Elizabeth Warren with a surprisingly low 2%. So, boy, Bernie Sanders has captured the imagination of the young people in this country. And the degree to which he is more popular than Barack Obama is surprising, I'm sure, to the mainstream and to the establishment media. It is not surprising to us. But even so, 31 to 18, wow, he's walloping him. But second interesting note, the top 3 there, who are all Democrats, equal 60%. You get to 3 people with 60% combined favorability here, most liked and respected, before you get to any Republican. Well, also interesting, Bernie Sanders beating the top Republican, Donald Trump, 31 to 9, more than tripling him, right? But Hillary Clinton with only an 11 to 9 lead over Donald Trump. Interesting. Okay. Now, to give you a sense of how Bernie Sanders, how popular he is, let's go to even non-political figures. That was for politics. Well, I mean, with Beyonce and Taylor Swift and stuff, what is he going to come in 3rd or 4th? That'd be amazing. Wrong! Number 1! Obama's still number 2. Bill Gates, interestingly, number 3. Then you get to Ellen, Jennifer Lawrence, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Oprah, then down to Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. So, and that's among 18 to 21-year-olds. He's more popular than Beyonce. Okay, feel the burn. Certainly the young do. Now let's go to not just political figures, but to ideology and what young people in America think. 58% of respondents said they agreed more with the statement, America isn't better or worse than most other countries, than with America is exceptional. It's better than every other country in the world. So, again, we win. Sorry, but it's true. We've been saying this all along. Now, it's not that we don't love America. We do. And actually, the young were shockingly optimistic. Again, not expected by the older class. I'm not surprised by it. So it's not like they're doom and gloom and they're really bummed about the state of America. They're just saying, well, look, let's be reasonable and rational here. Why are we, we're exceptional, we're number 1, we're better than everybody else. No, they're a more logical, more educated demographic that says, no, we're number 37 in healthcare. So obviously some people have figured that out better. Germany has an economy that's roaring, and part of the reason is they have labor on the boards of the companies. Well, that creates a system where they actually care about their employees and want to make sure that people don't get fired. Now, look, I don't know that everyone in that demographic knows every one of those facts, but they do know overall, and this is 58% is very significant. They're saying, yeah, no, I get it. America's great, but there are other countries that are great too. Don't be ridiculous with this whole America's exceptional talk, right? And so Republicans hate this because that's their go-to move. We can invade any country we like because we're exceptional. We don't have to follow the rules. Well, young people aren't buying that and see it for the obvious nonsense that it is. Now, look at this one. Which type of political system do you think is the most compassionate? 58% said socialism, and just 33% chose capitalism. Now, I know that the question is a little skewed, right? It's asking you what system is the most compassionate, right? Not necessarily one that is better. Nonetheless, 58 to 33 in favor of socialism among the young. Republican hair is on fire. They're like, oh my God, terrifyingly liberal. What has happened here? Well, what's happened is they're not being spoon-fed propaganda from your chosen medium, which is television. You bought all the TV networks. They're all enormously conservative. They all are enormously pro-establishment. They are the establishment. Propaganda, the Pentagon is awesome. When has CNN ever said the Pentagon lied? When? Never, right? Unbelievable. So no, they're propaganda, all these guys. And so, but it's all right because young people don't have TVs anymore. So once they're liberated from that and can get actual information from the internet, turns out they make smart choices and are not going along the lines that the Republicans want them to. More amazing facts. More young Americans declared that the most pressing issue facing America today is income inequality than anything else. Income inequality was followed by education, specifically its cost. Respondents said they most respect nurses and doctors, followed by teachers and soldiers. The least respected professions are bankers at 2%, real estate agents at 2%, elected officials at 4%, and business leaders at 6%. Okay. So they think their teachers are great. But you hear from the mainstream media all the time, oh, the teacher unions, the real problem is the teachers. Young people are like, are you mental? Why would the real problem be the teachers? Did the teachers crash the economy? No, the bankers crashed the economy. What are you picking on teachers for? But you see, again, that's because they missed all the ads against teachers unions on television. They missed all the propaganda and the talking points from the Republicans on television, right? So once you take the propaganda out, turns out people make great decisions, logical ones. And income inequality, of course, it's an enormous issue. The cost of their education, they're all saddled with enormous amounts of debts, a lot of them hundreds of thousands of dollars in debts because of their student loans. Yeah, that's a bit of a pressing issue for them. And if you don't get that, you're really dense. So finally, this might be my favorite, 66% of the poll's respondents said corporate America, quote, embodies everything that is wrong about America. Ho-ho. Game, set, and match. Now, of course, the Republican Party is powered by corporate America. It's actually a misnomer. It's not corporate America. It's multinational corporations. Their shareholders are from all over the world. Their executives are from all over the world. And they have no patriotism. They're robots. So the young understand that because they're smarter. They got actual information from online. They know corporations are amoral machines. They're not looking out for American interests. That's preposterous. If you believe that, you just don't understand the issues at all, which would describe most of the, unfortunately, older generation that has been brainwashed by television ads and television news networks owned by giant corporations. Now, is a giant corporation going to tell you that corporations are not good? Or that corporations, it's not a matter of being good or evil, as I said, they're amoral. That corporations might be buying off politicians, or that corporations might want to rig the rules in their favor. That corporations are actually thrilled with income inequality because they're the benefactors. Their executives are the benefactors of that income inequality. Well, of course they're not going to tell you that. And they're the ones who own all the TV stations and all the media outlets. But lucky for America, the younger generation isn't watching that crap. By the way, to give you a sense of what they might be watching, this past January, so just last month, according to ComScore, which actually way undercounts us because they don't count mobile. Most of our viewers are on mobile. But nonetheless, despite that, Young Turks, among news viewers online of videos, in the 13 to 24-year bracket, okay, 13 to 24-year-olds, we were 51% of all views. All other media companies combined were 49%. We lapped the field. Now, our views match exactly with the younger demographic. We've been around 10 years. I don't know, did we affect this in some way? I hope to God we did. Even if we had 5%, 1% effect, fantastic. I couldn't be happier. Makes my life worth living, okay? Even if we had nothing to do with it, maybe we got really, really lucky, and it turns out our views happen to match this younger generation's perfectly. Either way, we look like we're in pretty good shape, and the country now looks like it's in pretty good shape because the next generation is smart and they have all the information. TV, Republicans, the establishment, it was nice knowing you. Though not really. Young Turks.